Hey guys, it's Angel. So I've been 50% super excited to make this video and 50% kind of dreading it. So let's go back. Almost 2 months ago now, I found this really cool all black holo nail foil, and I have never seen a solid holo black nail foil before, so I was pumped. But before I purchased it, I looked everywhere else for it, and I could only find it from this one seller on eBay, and they were shipping from China. Now, there's nothing wrong with purchasing from China, it's just that depending on where you are in the world, it can take a long time to get to you. And the other reason why I've kind of been iffy about posting this video is because nail foils traditionally work the best, I'm not gonna lie, with gel polish. But people always ask, how can I use this with regular nail polish? So after much experimenting, I finally found the combo that worked for me. But, and it's a big but, the end result is kind of fragile and you'll only really get a couple days of good wear out of it, and then it sort of starts to break down and deteriorate a little bit, mostly by kind of wearing off at the free edge. But the process that I end up using makes it so that it's not super obvious that it's wearing off and you'll still have a mani-on underneath it. So, okay, with that disclosure and super long intro out of the way, let's get into it. So before you start painting, I highly suggest you prep the nail foil first by cutting the correct amount of strips that you're going to need. I only ended up using the nail foil on one of my hands, so I cut I think 5 or 6 strips, one extra just in case, and you want to make sure that they're wide enough to cover your entire nail. And then the next step is actually a tip a subscriber gave me. I can't remember if it was here on YouTube or on Instagram, but whoever you were, thank you, because I think this makes a difference. So you may notice that on the back of the foil there's kind of a red backing, and you can remove that red backing by taking a cotton ball, or here I'm just using a makeup wedge, and 100% acetone, and it will remove that backing. I think that this does actually help the foil to stick better to the sticky glue. And finally, we're actually going to paint our nails. I used OPI Natural Nail Base Coat. Then I applied a coat of black polish. Here I'm using Bundle Monster Straight Up Black, which is a 1-coat black polish, and I use it all the time, but I don't know if I was drunk or what, but I did a really shitty job of painting my nails this time, so I actually went in and put 2 coats, but if you have a 1-coat black polish that you like, you're only gonna need 1 coat. And here's more evidence of my shitty paint job. I had to come in and do a little bit of cleanup, which sucks when you're doing it with such an opaque black polish because it's harder to clean up. I'm using the Twinkle Tea No. 6 brush with 100% acetone. And the following is an important step since we're not using gel polish for this nail foil look. You're going to want to go in with a nice thick top coat. Here I'm using Super Chic Lacquer Liquid Macro Top Coat. By going in with the top coat and not going directly in with the sticky glue that we're going to use next, this gives the surface of your nail like a much glossier, glassy surface, and it just helps the nail foil to look smoother in the end. And also, what I talked about earlier, when the nail foil starts to deteriorate, this way, since you have that top coat under there, you're still going to have a mani-on underneath. Your nails are still going to look good even though the foil's kind of getting a little funky on you. After I let my top coat dry for about 15 minutes, I then go in and apply a coat of the sticky nail foil glue. Now, from all the experimenting I did, I found it's best to work really fast with this. You want to get it down fast and you want it to be thin, even coverage. The nail foil glue is kind of finicky and it has a tendency to get gloopy and streaky, and if you're not working fast enough, you're going to end up with an uneven coat and it's going to have ridges in it, and if the glue has ridges in it when it dries, then when you apply the nail foil, it's going to have ridges in it and not look as smooth. So after you get the nail foil glue on, you're going to want to let it dry completely, and you're going to know that it's dry when it changes from like this ultraviolet purple milky color to 100% clear. I would say it probably takes a couple minutes. I probably gave it maybe 5 just to be safe. Okay, so now I can finally apply the nail foil. So you're going to want to take your little nail foil strip that you prepped earlier and press it down onto the nail. And then you're going to want to use the pad of your finger and just kind of gently push it onto the glue to make sure that it's attached. Now, this nail, it didn't come out super great. And one of the things I've realized, even while doing this mani, is the less you touch it, the better. And I find myself just really wanting to make sure that the foil is attached to the glue, but even though it doesn't look like it is, it actually is. So once you get the foil attached to the glue, you're going to want to peel off that plastic backing, and here you're going to see me go kind of slow. And one thing that I've learned is that it really does help to pull it off faster, because even if you pull it off and you see some bare spots, that glue is still going to be tacky, and you can pat the foil onto those glue spots and it's going to transfer more of that foil, so you can cover those bare spots up. Who wants to see that again? Because I know I do. When I was doing this on my nails, I was like kind of mesmerized because it was so beautiful in my lighting. Like, I tried so hard to capture it, but you really got to see it in person. This was the most Black Holo product I've ever applied to my nails. It doesn't compare to a nail polish. Not that it would take the place of Holo nail polishes, but you're never going to get this effect with just a polish. So I've tried out this technique a number of times, and this was definitely my best attempt at these, but even now I feel like I could still do these better. Like, you can always learn to apply the nail foil better, and I really do think just taking a step back and not touching it a whole lot and just trusting that it's on there and peeling it fast really is the key. So here is how the nail foil looks applied to the nails before you add top coat. Now, if you've experimented with nail foil before, you know that if you apply your regular top coat, it's just gonna smear and melt and ruin that beautiful Holo effect. So the top coat that I found that works the best over this and keeps it the most intact is from Little Ondine. It's a water-based top coat. I believe it's called Crystal is the color, and it ain't exactly cheap. And since it's a water-based top coat, it's not very durable or long-lasting. So that's why I mentioned earlier that you really only get a couple days wear out of it, and then it starts to kind of break down and just wear away. But we put that top coat on underneath the nail glue, so when it does wear away, you're still gonna have a pretty nice solid black manicure on underneath it. And what I mean by wear away, I wish I would have taken a photo. I don't know why I didn't, but it just kind of wears away at the tip and the edges and kind of gets a little bit more cracky, but it still looks good. I don't want to deceive anybody, I guess. If you don't want to purchase this exact Black Holo foil from eBay and have it shipped from China and kind of take forever, I will list an alternative down below in the description bar. It's a clear holographic foil, and if you layer that over a black polish, just like I did here with the nail glue, it'll give a similar look. Now, it's not going to look as black. It'll probably look a little more frosty, I guess. I do have that foil and I like it a lot, but it's just not exactly this. I am planning on doing a version of Holo foil nails using gel polish because it will definitely look better. So I should have that coming out soon, maybe in the next week or two. So if you want to subscribe, you'll be the first to know. And thanks for listening to my rambling in this video. I definitely get more rambly than normal, I think. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at twi_star. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.